Hey guys, welcome back to another edition of FSI's NHL DFS preview show. I'm your host TK Nation 47, bringing you guys today, Monday, October 25th. We have the Monday slate for 7 games today. Looks like a pretty fun slate. Quite a bit to go over. We have a couple of games over the 6 mark. That being Tampa Bay, Buffalo, Washington, Ottawa, Arizona, Florida, Toronto, Carolina. But breaking down this slate, it was pretty some interesting spots, some value that we weren't expecting, and quite a bit of goalie options as well. So I don't think we'll get one preferred option at goalie tonight. Let's get into it. We're gonna go this position by position, and then in some favorite stacks. Let's start off with center. Austin Matthews at 8,600. Definitely a guy that has extreme high goal upside. He is on the road in Carolina. Carolina is 4-0, but this is a guy that can score, 6 shots on goal. You get the bonus, and he could get his way with, that bonus and a goal. He can be the chalk on any slate. I don't expect him to be chalk on this slate. Carolina really good defensively. They've played extremely well, beating Columbus recently 5-1. So they're just on a roll, and they play well at home as well. And I could just see Matthews going low owned in this spot. Next up, we have Zibanejad at 7,900. The Rangers are at home, a 4-1 record. They're getting a West Coast team in Calgary, coming all the way to the East Coast to play in New York. That could work in their favor. They are a minus 140 favorite with a 55.5 total. I could see New York being in a good spot here. I like Zibanejad as well as one of the preferred guys to score for the New York lineup. I think the cash spot here for center, though, is going to be Barkov at 7,600 in Florida, a minus 420 favorite. The Florida Panthers 5-0 going against one of probably the worst teams in the NHL, that being Arizona, a team that's on the brink of being sold as well. 0-4 and 1. I could see Florida just smashing in this spot. I think Barkov and his line mates are going to be the chalk of the slate, and I think that's the preferred way to go in cash. I would not miss it. I would go with him, and we'll figure out the value from there. Aho at 6,900 against Toronto. If he's not going to get Tavares throughout the game, I think his line is going to be the preferred one. He does not have as strong wingers on his line, but I think Aho straight up can be any dominant force on any slate. 6,900 is a little expensive, but if you're looking for GPP pivots off of Zibanejad and Barkov, I think Matthews and Aho work pretty well for that. This is probably going to be the cheapest you'll see Braden Point, 6,200, although, Tampa Bay has been off to a really slow start, 2-2, and they've just looked pretty bad. Now they've lost Kucherov, and Vasilevsky's looking pretty bad. I don't even think he's going to be in net tonight visiting the Buffalo Sabres, McKinley's own Buffalo Sabres. I worry about Tampa Bay. I think anything you put out from them is going to be GPP only until they can get some kind of form going. Sam Bennett, I like at 6K. I don't think many people play that second line for Florida. I love it. Bennett, heads that awesome second line with Huberdeau and Tippett, and I like Bennett in this spot, 6K. He can score 2-3 goals at any moment, and if you're looking for a GPP pivot with some Florida exposure, I like going with that second line of Florida with Bennett starting out. Trocheck, 5K, not bad for Carolina. He's got some really good line mates on his side, just scored 2 goals in his last game out. 5K is pretty strong price tag for him. I think you're getting really good value there. All right, next 2 guys are both from Dallas. They're on the road in Columbus. 4,800 for Tyler Seguin, and Rupe Hintz is 3,900. That's probably the cheapest I've ever seen those guys. These are guys that finished the year last year around the 6K mark, but really, really good value. They have not been scoring well, though. In Columbus, pretty good defensively. They got a really good goalkeeper. So the value is there if you think this is an explosion spot. Typically, what I like to do with Columbus, as a fan, I know I like to target against Korpisalo, and I like to play Merzlikins, and I think there's just some kind of psychological edge for the team when Merzlikins is in net. I think he's just a better goalie, and I think they feel like they can play up to their offensive potential, not having to worry about if a goal is going to go through because Korpisalo looks to be finished. So with Merzlikins in net, I like Columbus, but Dallas's value is just too good, and if they score a couple goals, you're going to have easy value with some of the high-priced studs on this slate. Next up, Dylan Cousins, 3,600, Buffalo. Playing on that first line. As I've said before, Tampa Bay's been struggling. I think they have Brian Elliott in goal tonight, a longtime veteran, not necessarily the best goalie, especially in his older age. I think Buffalo could sneak in a few who've been playing really well. 3-1-1, go Sabres, McKinley. We could ride this together, Blue Jackets and Sabres to the playoffs. I like Cousins at 3,600. I think he could be the guy for Buffalo tonight on that first line. Next up, we have some wingers. Ovi at 8,700. I think he's always in play. They are on the road in Ottawa. It's not too far of a drive, although it's across the border. This total 6. Washington is still a favorite, 3-0-2. Ovi is always in play with that high shot floor. Shevchenov at 7K. He's been on fire for Carolina. He's playing with Trocheck and Teravainen, who is right below him at 65. That's a really expensive line, but this is one of the best lines running right now when it comes to offensive production. Toronto is struggling this year, 2-3-1. So I think you could get away with playing Carolina. I think that could be a strong pivot off of the Florida chalk. Next up, Bjorkstrand, 6,400. I love playing Bjorkstrand by himself. He can score on the power play or he can score on the 5-on-5. 6,400 is quite expensive, though. I really would like to see it down in the 5K range. Avardson, 6K. You could pair him up with Kopitar. They are on the road in St. Louis. St. Louis looks to be really good this year, 4-0. LA struggling, so maybe stay away from the LA stack. As I mentioned earlier, Huberdeau at 5,700. I like playing him with Sam Bennett. That's a really good price tag. You still get that Florida exposure in line 2. Kreider, 56. You could pair him up with Zibanejad. Kreider is really strong at home, and here we are against Calgary. I like this spot for line 1 for the Rangers. Verhaeghe, 58. You could pair him up with. That's your pairing with Barkov. Whether it's Duclair or another right winger. I like going with Verhaeghe out on the left side of the line. Palat at 5K if you're playing point. Olufsen at 4,800. This is a guy you could put a lot of shots on goal for Buffalo, and I think you will tonight. I think 4,800 is a strong price tag. Couple of Dallas stars down here. I mean, these guys are super cheap. Radulov's 4,200. That's who you'd probably play with. Sagan. Pavelski, 35, whether he's on his own line on the third line or if he's playing with Hintz on the second. 35 for Pavelski. Guys, these are just insane price tags for Dallas. I think you could play, even if Columbus wins 4-2 and these guys still score a couple of goals, easily capable. I know they haven't, but man, it's just super, super cheap price tags for Dallas. Skinner at 41. I like him with Cousins. Kotkaniemi at 3K for Carolina. That's who's playing with Sebastian Aho. Really, really good cheap play there. I think that's my favorite value play tonight. Next up, we have Oshie 4,500 with Ovi. Power play prowess. Defender. Ekblad probably going to be chalk at 7K. I think you're going to have enough value on this slate to play him. Barkov, Verhaeghe, Ekblad probably going to be a popular stack in cash. Adam Fox, 6,700. I like him with the Rangers. Folk, 63, and Parayko, 55. Two St. Louis defenders. St. Louis shoots a lot from the back. They're always shooting with the defenders. Their defenders play most of the power play time. I like them guys to put up a solid floor with block shots and shots on goal with goal scoring upside. Mackenzie Weegar is not someone that plays on the power play, but is someone that does shoot a lot and does get some block shots. 5,300 is a nice price tag. Hiskinen, 4,800. Klingberg is back at 4,600. So I think you're going to get a little bit more of a split on power play time. These guys do put up a lot of shots on goal. They can block shots. Columbus, a team that does like to shoot a lot. But mostly when Columbus is shooting the puck, it's more of the perfect shot than it is the random shot from the outside. From when I watch the games, Columbus is just a tries to outskate you, and they're not trying to possess the puck. Next up, we have D'Angelo at 4,400. I like him with Carolina, a guy that's going to be on the power plays, kind of filling in for Hamilton's role this year. Sean Walker, 4,100. If Doughty's out, Sean Walker is a cheap option that's going to get some power play time. It's going to be this guy's going to be a play. It's going to be block shots and hopefully shots on goal. I don't see much scoring upside here, but he can score. Next up is Ferhavari at 3,300, block shot specialist for Washington. Ottawa can put up a lot of shots on goal. I could see 3,300. He does have a goal this year. He does have a couple of games with the block shot bonus and a couple of shots on goal. I think he's a strong play at 3,300. And a very cheap Florida third line defender that has goal scoring upside, that shoots the puck, could be in for a lot of ice time against a really bad team. Brandon Montour at 2,700 I think is a decent GPP option. All right, guys, finish this off with some goalies here. Spencer Knight's probably going to be the chalk at 8,500 for that win bonus. But I think realistically you can play a much cheaper goalie tonight and spare yourself some salary. Igor Shesterkin, if he plays, I love him against Calgary. I think that'd be my preferred cash option if he's in net. Frederick Anderson in GPP, 7,700 going up against his former team. He's going to be facing a ton of shots, and if Carolina wins, he's going to have upwards to 20, 25 points. Merzlikins at 7,500. As I mentioned before, I love playing him, especially at home. I worry about the opponent being able to break out. They've been sitting on some low goal scoring games, so I'm afraid Dallas can find it one day and it blows up in my face. So that's why I'm high on Shesterkin and all their goalies, but Merzlikins definitely the preferred punt option. All right, guys, that'll wrap things up for today's breakdown. Please like this video, subscribe below, and comment with any questions you may have. You can find me on Twitter at TKNation47. Another video coming out for tomorrow, Tuesday's slate, another 7-game slate. Probably going to be one for Thursday as well, and as always on Saturdays. All right, guys, thank you for listening. Enjoy your day, and good luck.